What's up, guys? Today we're going to be talking about how to make a piston elevator. So I'll just demonstrate it real fast and then I'll talk about how it kind of works. So essentially you get in here, you get in this quarter, and then you hold shift so that you're not jumping up and down. And then you press the button and you kind of just take your hands off the keyboard and then you just have it do its thing and then it pushes you up here. This one doesn't go down, so you just have to do some water shenanigans in order to get back down properly. But it does provide a more flashy way in order to do an elevator on the way up, rather than just doing like soul sand and water, and a way to do it without actually going to the nether if that is just not super feasible for you. So yeah, the way it works is you essentially just have sticky pistons with slime blocks, and all this glazed terracotta is just for the slime blocks. And essentially you just have them bounce you up, because when you have a piston with a slime block, like if I just do this and then put a lever down here, it will just like launch you kind of. So it uses that fact and then just times them in order to basically just push you up. So it pushes you up, this one pushes you to the side, you go up to the side, you go up to the side, so on and so forth. And then you have all this stuff back here in order to power them and delay them appropriately, which we'll go over here right now. All right, so to start off, we need to kind of section out the space for our elevator. So the base is 4 by 3, so 3 deep and then 4 long like this. And then I also started the piston on the left side, which we can see on the left side. You can do it the other way, but you're gonna have to mirror some of the stuff that I'm gonna do. And then we have the slime block here. And then I just kind of did like gold pillars on the corners like this. And then we also need to place glazed terracotta anywhere where the slime block is going to touch. It can be any color. I'm just going with the cyan one, but it can be any color. And this is mainly because you don't want your slime block to get stuck by trying to like push this glass block up a bunch of other blocks. So make sure you have the glazed terracotta where it needs to be. You can build the rest of it out of anything that you want. I just did like gold and glass and stuff. So do that. I also had the button on this block right here, so when you're standing on the slime block, I had it at eye level. You can kind of put it anywhere you want. This is where I did it, so it'll be easier if you just do it like that. And then what we do is we bring it down by 3 blocks like this, and then we hook it up, we bring it out by 1, and then we do a piston facing up, a sticky piston facing up. We put an opaque block on top of that, and then we do 2 more blocks. We do a repeater on delay 2, and then we have our redstone like this. And this is to give us a pulse length of 2 specifically. And that is important because if we want the elevator to work properly, we need essentially this piston to like come out and then go back in before this piston goes. Because if this one waits too long, what will happen is this slime block ends up here, and then this slime block will end up here. And then they stick to each other, and then they'll both get pulled back, and then it kind of breaks. So we need to have the pulse length be the correct length. So definitely make sure that this is a delay of 2. Also, all of the rest of the redstone, we only have delays of 2. So don't replace these things by just like 1 delay of 4. Like, so don't replace both of these like with this. Because the delay will be fine, but then the pulse length will be too long and then it will break your slime stuff. So now that we have this, the rest of it, you only need 1 more block on either end of it. So if space is kind of condensed, it's kind of hard to find. You only need 1 more block on either end of this after this little section right here. You do need a lot of space in the back though, so be prepared for that. But yeah, so we can now start building the rest of it. Okay, so I think to start off, we just place all of the rest of the pistons and slime blocks before we start getting into the redstone, because it'll just be easier to hook it up that way. So the pistons that are on the sides are 6 blocks above the previous piston that pushes you up. So we have this guy, and we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The sideways piston will go on this horizontal level right here. So it's 6 blocks or 5 blocks in between the 2 of them. And then the slime block will go on the edge, right? So like when you get pushed up, you'll go right next to it. And then the piston itself goes right behind that on the side. And then now that we have that, we want to place the next one that pushes you up, which is this guy right here. So this one will go 1 block below, and it will go on the other side. Sorry, the slime block will go 1 block below, and then the piston, of course, will just go right below that. This will be kind of difficult to build in survival, so I'm sorry about that. It's easier because I'm in creative, but it's going to be kind of difficult to build in survival. So yeah, essentially you have this guy that pushes up here, this guy will push you over here, and then this guy will push you up, and then again we do it again. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we do the slime block on this side now. We put the piston where we need it to be and facing the right direction, and then we go down a block, and then in the middle is this guy, and then we put our piston here. We go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We do it on the left side again, and then we put the sticky block on this side. We also forgot to put our piston on this one. So piston here, piston here. I think we can probably just go up to there. I don't think we need to do it anymore. It's scalable after a while, so actually, you know what? Let's do it. Let's just do the whole thing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We do on this side. We go down 1 and over. We put our sticky piston where it needs to be. And I go up one more time. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, no, you don't go up one more time. Okay. Yeah, the last piston, which is this guy right here, actually is a little bit different, and it just pushes you out. So yeah, that one will be built differently, but the rest of it is pretty scalable. Like if you need to make it taller, you can just do the exact same thing, because I made it where this stuff is like a carbon copy every single time. It just mirrors every single time. So it's really, really scalable and pretty simple to just keep going. So if you want to make this really tall, you can absolutely do that. All right, so now we can actually add the redstone. And I just want to say that I'm going to do it in a really specific way, exactly like this, because in this way we can kind of standardize every single level, and then like every other one is just mirrored. And this helps you kind of keep it standard, make it look better, as well as making it easier to add more and more levels if you need them. So that, let's get started with this. So we're going to go over here to the end of this that we just made, and we're going to bring this out and over, and we're going to hook it up to the piston right here. So if you have the piston on this side, then you have to hook it up on that. But yeah, you should have it on this side, because otherwise you're going to have to mirror everything. So yeah, so we have the piston on the left side here. You hook up the redstone to this block that the piston is touching, and this will power the piston. And then what we do is we go 1 block to the right, so like on the wall that's closest to the piston. We go 3 blocks out and we place a piece of glass, and it specifically has to be glass because we're going to do a tower real fast. And then we go up like this, and we're going to go up until we're 1 block below the piston right here. So we're going to go up, I mean, is that 5 blocks? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're 1 block below this piston. And then what we do is we then bring it out by 2 blocks. We do 2 repeaters and we make them both delays of 2. We then bring this out, and what we're going to do is we're actually going to bring this up before we go that way. We're going to bring this over and up, and then over up here. And then we're just going to attach it to this piston right here. So yeah, so you do the 2 repeaters, and then you go out 1 block, and then you go up, and then you go up again, and then you just hook it up. And then on this side, what we're going to do is we're going to go around like this. We're going to do redstone like this. We're going to do 2 more repeaters with delays of 2. And then we're going to go all the way around like this and hook it up to that piston, right? So then we have kind of like this type of thing going on. And then what we're going to do is we're going to start on the same little area that we started this block on. We're going to go here and we're going to go up. And then we're going to go over and we're going to do the exact same thing and bring it up like this. So we're going to do it 1 block away from this guy right here. So make sure that there's this gap here. And that's just to make the spacing work out. So we go up, and then again we go when we're 1 block below, so 1 more. And we're going to do the same thing, but it's going to be mirrored. So we do that. We do 2 repeaters of delay 2. We go out, and then we go up. Whoops. Go up. We go up again. Bring this to this piston. Do redstone dust. And then this guy, we go over here. We do this. With dust, we do 2 more repeaters of delay 2. And then we bring this one to this guy right here. And then we fill it in. Yep. Yeah, I'm just making sure I got the spacing there correct. And then on this side, then we go up with the glass, and then it's just going to be the exact same thing every single time. So we do redstone, redstone. We go up again. We go up again. and we go up again, and we should be 1 block below. Yes, and then we do the same thing. So I'll kind of speed it up here because it's going to be the exact same thing as it was on this layer right here. Not even mirrored or anything. So we do dust. We do our 2 repeaters. Oh, actually, this is wrong. Yeah, I went up a little bit fast. No, I was right. I just did it wrong. Yeah, okay, here we go. And then we do this, repeaters. Yeah, and again, don't replace these sets of 2 repeaters with a 1 repeater on delay 4, because the pulse length will then be too long and your sticky pistons, specifically your slime blocks, will break. So don't do that, just do it how I'm doing it. If you have other ways to make it where the signal is short enough, or if you add extra delays to everything, then it would be okay, but I would just stick with this because it would just keeps it quick and stuff. So we go like this. We then bring this, bring this up again. Hook it up to that guy. We're then going to bring this over with this, and then we bring it over. And this should be the last one that we have to do. That is not the top one. Right? Yeah, okay. So now for the top one, what we do is we bring it up by 6 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we're gonna put it on this one right here specifically. And I'm gonna fix the terracotta here. And this is so that it can push us forward, right? And then it doesn't really matter how we bring this up at all. I'm just gonna do it the same way as I did before. So like this, and then just bring up. Let's see, where is it? It'll also be the piston also is facing outwards, of course, so it goes like that, right? Okay, so that. Let's actually go up 1 more. And then again, we have to delay it by 2, but it shouldn't be too bad. So delay by 2, we delay by 4 with a 2-tick pulse length. So we do that, and that should be all the wiring. Now we're not quite done because we need to do the casing around it, because specifically we need these ceilings and we need the walls. These ceilings right here are so that you don't gain height every single time you do it, because then it messes up the timings. So these are here to stop you from going up too high. And then we need the walls, of course, so that when this thing pushes you, you don't just fly off. So we can add those right now. All right, so now we need to do the walls and some of the ceilings, quote unquote, which are these blocks right here. So we need to be extremely careful here. I've messed this up twice now. I needed to restart this part. We need to be really careful specifically with the glazed terracotta. I'm also gonna go double check on my redstone real fast, because some of it got broken earlier, and that just was not good. That wasn't good. Okay. Yep, there's one. Okay. So what we do is we place glazed terracotta on every block that will touch the slime block. So either the slime block's there or it'll be there. So we need to make sure that we have glazed terracotta on both of those. In any other side that it would touch. I'm just gonna place all the glazed terracotta first, and then we'll add in all the glass later. So this one will touch here, this one will touch here, here, and here. This one will touch this guy, so definitely make sure that you get these corners here. And it'll touch that one, it'll touch that one, it'll touch that one. This one right here will touch both of these. It will touch, this one will touch that one, that one, that one, and that one. This guy will touch both of these. This one, it'll touch that one, this one, this one, and this one. This one will touch both of these. We have this one, this one, this one, and this one. And this one will touch a whole bunch of stuff. However, before I add anything in, I'm just going to run it to make sure that it doesn't break anything, because I've done this a bunch of times and I've broken every single time. So make sure just nothing moves on the side. Yeah, it looks good. Okay, cool. Okay, awesome. So, and this one actually needs one here and here specifically. So now what we're gonna do is we can fill in the glass and just be really mindful that we need to make sure that we fill it in and that the slime blocks are not going to touch anything. However, if we have this set up right, it should already be set up like that. We're just gonna make sure that it's set up properly. And this is kind of a tedious process, but it's important. So we do this. I'm just placing glass in all these areas, making sure that nothing's gonna get wrecked. Did I get the one back here? Yes, I did. Okay. this part, we do this part, do this part, do this part. That one's gonna come out, so yeah, everything's good there. And then this can just go all the way up. Now, if we've done this correctly, nothing should move and nothing should break. However, if like you use it and then it works, and then you use it again and then it doesn't work, and specifically if like one of your pistons doesn't like move at all, then double check all your edges and make sure that none of these blocks or like these blocks have been moved. Because if you see like a block, like a gold block here, you know you probably messed it up, or like whatever block you're using here. It probably meant that you didn't have a glazed terracotta here, and then this slime block pushed that whole thing over. So be very careful with that. I almost did it. Okay. So, but before we run it, we need to add ceilings, because essentially what happens is when you get bounced off of this one, you kind of overshoot a little bit. So you end up kind of like here. And then what happens is you will fall onto this block, and then this block will push you up and you'll like go faster. And then what happens is that these ones will then go when you're up in the air. And it means that the delays get kind of messed up. So we need to kind of stop that. So what we're going to do is we're going to add ceilings. So on every single side piston, we're going to go up 3 blocks and then break those 2 blocks. So we make like a little 2 block high thing on every single side piston. So on this one, we do the same thing. We go here. So we do 2 blocks, or it goes 3 blocks, but there's 2 blocks in between. We go up 3 blocks and do it there. We will go up 3 blocks and we do it here. We need to not forget about this top one, or else this one will go early. You can do it above this one if you don't want it to launch you forward. I don't have a ceiling here, so this one like launches you forward, but if you do this, it'll place you more here. I meant here. Yeah, if you place it here, it'll like place you right here instead of like launching you forward. I kind of like the launch though, so I'm gonna leave it. So if we've done it correctly, it should be fine. Before I just run this, I'm just gonna say that you need to kind of be in this corner as well as not moving. Like if you get in, you're gonna be kind of like bouncing. Make sure you're not bouncing by holding shift. And then when you press the button, just completely AFK. Like don't move, don't like do anything, because the pistons are set up in a way that they like expect you to not move at all. So you just do this and just completely AFK. And then it will launch you forward. I don't have a platform to catch me. So yeah, you put the platform then the like 1 block below the sticky piston here. And I don't know how many blocks this is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It'll launch you about 5 blocks. And I think you can actually get away with 6. But yeah, it'll launch you forward. If you don't want the launch, of course, then put a stopper here. But yeah, that should be it for the actual elevator itself. I'm gonna double check on my edges to make sure we're good here. I believe we are good. Now the way to get down, I'm not gonna sit here and build it because I think it's pretty straightforward. I just made a tube, and you can literally make any tube that you want. The only important thing is that you have enough water blocks at the bottom to essentially catch you and break your fall. I did 2 water blocks, so we have a sign here that stops the water, and then I did 2 blocks. So like this guy and this guy right here. If you are higher up, you can do 3 or 4 just to make sure. And if you're lower down, you can maybe get away with 1, but I'd probably do 2 to like however many you need. If you're like really, really, really high up, then maybe do like 5. So yeah, just double check that. And yeah, that should be everything you need for the actual elevator itself. All right, so before I end the episode, I just want to give you some quick debugging tips off the top of my head in case something isn't working. Because this thing, a lot of things can go wrong. So the first thing that I can think of is that if you are like doing it and then it looks like the side pistons are going too quickly. So like if you're above the side piston and like it goes under you, make sure that you have these roofs here, these like little ceilings. So there's only 2 blocks in between essentially this slime block and this slime block, or this this wooden planks. And then also double check all your delays. All the delays should be 4 ticks. So we have 2 repeaters. They are on a 2-tick delay, and then every single piston just has a 4-tick delay from the next one. Now the second thing is that if you have slime blocks that end up like this, so like if you have 2 slime blocks that end up like this, definitely double check that your pulse lengths are correct. So make sure that this is, well actually basically make sure that every single repeater that you have is a delay of 2 or 1, I guess, but make sure it's a delay of 2. If it's a delay of 3 or 4, then that exact thing will happen. Because like I said earlier, what will happen is this one will go up, this one will go over, or like this one will go over first, this one will go up, and then this one will pull back, both of them. So yeah, make sure that all your delays are good, and specifically your pulse lengths are also good. Another thing is that if you're going up and then like what happens is you like kind of get here, then this piston like pushes and you can like, you're kind of inside of it and it doesn't actually push you over. Double check that you are standing still when you start up the machine. And then again, check all your delays, because if it's going too soon, then that same thing will happen. But yeah, make sure you're not like bouncing when you turn it on, because then it will like kind of, I mean, it actually happened to work, which is hilarious because it doesn't any time that I do that. But essentially it has a chance to not work. Mainly if you are on the way down and you press the button, you'll go too fast and then it won't like do it properly. So definitely make sure that you're standing still and also that you're in this corner. And then up here, if it's not like pushing you, if it's going too fast, you can also adjust the delays. My delays are here actually. So yeah, you can adjust those delays, or you can then double check that it's 6 blocks up. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 5 blocks in between. Other things you might want to just ask me in the comments, and I might be able to answer it depending on if I've run into it myself. But yeah, that should be it for the quick debugging, and I hope that you don't have to do any of that debugging. Alright guys, that'll be it for this episode. As always, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Hopefully everything went flawlessly on the first try, which probably isn't the case because it doesn't even for me. I actually messed it up multiple times trying to do the tutorial, and I'm the one who built it. If the quick debugging tips don't help, then try leaving a YouTube comment and I'll try to help fix it the best I can. If it's particularly bad, or if you want to post images, you can join the Discord, at least temporarily. You don't have to stay by any means. It's just good because we can post images to each other to try to get that sorted out. But yeah, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time.